The nurse at Meadowbrook Elementary always kept the third bed closed. She told everyone it was for special cases. What she never explained was why children kept talking from behind the curtain. The nurse's office at Meadowbrook Elementary was small and slightly cramped. Pale green walls, motivational posters about hand washing and healthy eating, and 3 narrow beds separated by faded blue privacy curtains. 10-year-old Emma Carter hadn't felt right since early that morning. Her stomach hurt, her head throbbed. By third period math, she finally raised her hand. "Miss Rodriguez, I don't feel good." One look at Emma's flushed face was enough. Within minutes, Emma was walking slowly down the quiet hallway toward the nurse's office. The door was already open. Inside, Nurse Patterson sat behind her desk. She was in her early 60s, gray hair in a neat bun, wire-frame glasses resting low on her nose. She had worked at Meadowbrook for over 30 years. "Emma," she said gently, "what's going on, sweetheart? My stomach hurts, and I have a headache." Nurse Patterson stood and pressed a cool hand to Emma's forehead. "You're definitely running a fever. Let's get you lying down." She guided Emma toward the beds. "Tommy Martinez is in bed 1 with a sprained wrist. Bed 2 is open. You can lie there." As Emma settled in, her eyes drifted to the third bed. It looked identical. White sheet, thin pillow, metal frame, but the curtain was completely closed, always closed. Emma frowned slightly. "Why don't you use the third bed?" she asked. For just a moment, Nurse Patterson's smile tightened. "That one's reserved for special situations, sweetheart. Now rest. I'm going to call your mom." Emma didn't remember falling asleep, but when she woke up, the room was quiet. Too quiet. Tommy was gone. Nurse Patterson wasn't at her desk. Emma slowly pushed herself upright. "Nurse Patterson," no answer. That's when she heard it, a soft rustling sound coming from behind the third curtain. Emma froze. "Hello?" she called gently. "Is someone there?" The rustling stopped. Then, very softly, a child's voice answered. Emma's stomach dropped. She slowly stood and walked closer to the curtain. "Yeah," she said quietly. "I have a fever. Are you okay?" There was a pause. Then the voice said, "I've been waiting here for a long time." It was a little girl's voice, small, tired. "How long?" Emma asked. Another pause. "What year is it now?" Emma felt a cold ripple run down her arms. 2019. The voice went very quiet. "Oh," the girl whispered, "that's a long time." Emma took a slow breath and gently pulled the curtain back. 3 children sat on the bed. They looked pale, exhausted, like they hadn't slept in a very long time. Their clothes looked older, styles Emma only recognized from old family photos. In the middle sat a blonde girl with braided hair. "To be honest," Emma said softly, "you look like you've been waiting a really long time." The girl nodded. "My name is Sophie Chen." She gestured weakly. "That's Michael and Ashley." The 2 children beside her gave small, tired looks. Emma's chest tightened. These weren't monsters. They were just lost. "My mum was supposed to pick me up," Sophie said quietly. "We've been waiting." Michael added weakly, "I don't feel good. I just want to go home." Ashley didn't speak. She just watched Emma with wide, uncertain eyes. Behind Emma, the office door opened. Nurse Patterson stepped inside and froze. Her face drained of color. "Emma, what are you doing over there?" "I'm talking to them," Emma said simply. "Sophie, Michael, and Ashley." Nurse Patterson sat down slowly. Her hands were shaking. "You can see them too," she whispered. Nurse Patterson's voice trembled. "You can see them too?" she whispered. Emma nodded slowly. "They've been here the whole time, haven't they?" For a moment, the nurse said nothing. She just stared at the third bed, at the curtain she had kept closed for years. Then she pulled a chair closer and sat down, her hands unsteady. "In 1995, she began quietly, a health crisis led to a tragic loss within the school. The room felt heavier. These 3 children were among those who became severely unwell." Emma glanced back at the children. They were listening, waiting. "Their parents had been called," Nurse Patterson continued. "We were supposed to send them home, or to the hospital. She paused, but something changed. Emma leaned slightly forward. What happened? They got worse, the nurse said. Fast. Faster than I expected. Her voice lowered. I checked on them again and again. I told myself their fevers would stabilize. She swallowed. I thought I had more time. Silence filled the room. I didn't call for emergency help right away, she admitted. I didn't want to cause panic in the school. Emma's expression softened. But you should have, she said gently. Nurse Patterson nodded, eyes fixed on the floor. Yes, I should have. She took a shaky breath. Despite efforts, medical intervention arrived too late to save them. The words lingered. Emma looked back at Sophie, Michael, and Ashley. They don't remember that part, she said softly. They think they're still waiting. The nurse's eyes filled with tears. For years, she whispered, I could hear something from behind that curtain. Emma turned back to her. What kind of something? Whispers, the nurse said. Soft voices, asking questions. Her voice dropped even lower, sometimes calling for their parents. The room went completely still. Sophie shifted slightly on the bed. We were waiting, she said quietly. Emma nodded. I know. Then she looked back at Nurse Patterson. They're not blaming you, she said gently. They're just confused. The nurse covered her mouth, overwhelmed. All this time, she whispered, they were still here. Emma stepped a little closer to the bed. They don't need to wait anymore, she said softly. Something in the room changed. Not colder, not darker, just different, like a moment that had been frozen for years, was finally ready to move on. Lie down, Emma whispered kindly. One by one, the three children slowly lay back on the bed. Close your eyes, Emma said. Your fever is going away. You can finally rest. Their breathing seemed to ease. The tension left their small faces, and then, very gradually, their forms began to fade. Sophie's voice came last. Thank you for telling us. And then, they were gone. The air in the nurse's office felt lighter, warmer. Nurse Patterson wiped her eyes. Are they really gone? Emma nodded. Yeah, she said softly. They went home. The next week, Nurse Patterson made a quiet request to the principal. The third bed was removed. In its place, they put a small reading chair with a soft lamp. 2 beds are enough, the nurse said simply. Weeks later, Emma asked her mom to drive her to Sarasota Memorial Gardens. 3 graves sat side by side, Sophie Chen, Michael Santos, Ashley Rodriguez. Emma placed a small bundle of flowers on each one. I hope you're okay now, she whispered. A warm October breeze moved gently through the palm trees overhead. For just a moment, Emma felt something nearby. Not sad, not scary, just grateful. She smiled softly. You're not alone anymore. The following Monday, Emma walked past the nurse's office on her way to class. The door was open. The room looked brighter, lighter. Nurse Patterson looked up and smiled. A real smile this time. No guilt, no shadow behind it. That night, Emma's mother kissed her forehead before bed. Mom? Emma asked sleepily. Do you believe in ghosts? Her mother paused. Why do you ask? Emma thought for a moment. If they were real, do you think they could finally rest? Her mother spoke carefully. I think if something was left unfinished and someone helped, then maybe yes. Emma smiled. Yeah, she said softly. I think so too. She fell asleep easily that night. No fever, no fear, and no nightmares about the 3 children, because they weren't waiting anymore. They had finally gone home. The end. This story is a work of fiction. Any names, characters, places, or events are either the product of the author's imagination or used fictitiously. Note, for more mysterious, dramatic, and horror stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Please share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments.